the city that never sleeps. And that's not just a nickname. Let's kick this off with something iconic. New York City really is the city that never sleeps, literally. Subways run 24/7. Restaurants and bodegas stay open all night. You can buy a bagel at 3 a.m. or get your nails done at midnight in Manhattan. In fact, about 1 in 5 New Yorkers work night shifts, from nurses to cab drivers to late-night bakers. The energy never stops. If you've ever been to Times Square at 2 a.m., you know what I'm talking about. It's as bright and busy as any weekday afternoon. 2. New York was once the capital of the United States. Yes, you heard that right. In 1789, after the American Revolution, New York City served as the first capital of the United States. George Washington even took the oath of office on the balcony of Federal Hall on Wall Street. The capital later moved to Philadelphia and then to Washington, D.C., but for a brief moment in history, New York was where it all began. 3. It's the most linguistically diverse place on Earth. Over 800 languages are spoken in New York City, more than in any other city in the world. You'll hear everything from Spanish and Mandarin to Haitian Creole, Yiddish, and even endangered languages like Garifuna and Quechua. In Queens alone, over 150 languages are spoken. It's like traveling the globe without leaving the subway. 4. It has its own gravity. Literally, this one's weird but true. Parts of New York State, especially around Hudson Bay, actually have less gravity than other places on Earth. Scientists believe it's because of ancient glaciers that compress the Earth's crust. It's only a tiny difference, but it's still pretty cool to know New York has its own gravitational quirk. 5. Central Park is bigger than some countries. Central Park is massive. We're talking 843 acres of green space in the middle of Manhattan. That's larger than the entire country of Monaco. And get this, every rock, tree, pond, and trail was man-made. Central Park is not natural. It was designed in the 1850s as America's first landscaped public park. Today, it has more than 25,000 trees, a zoo, a castle, and even hidden waterfalls. 6. New York State has waterfalls taller than Niagara Falls. Niagara might be the most famous, but it's not the tallest. Tahanic Falls in the Finger Lakes region plunges 215 feet. That's 33 feet taller than Niagara Falls. It's less powerful, but just as stunning. A hidden gem if you're ever road tripping through upstate New York. 7. The subway system is a city below the city. New York's subway isn't just massive, it's basically its own world. With 472 stations, it's one of the largest systems in the world. There are secret tunnels, abandoned platforms, and even a station with no public entrance. The old City Hall station, closed in 1945, but still hauntingly beautiful. Some train lines never see daylight for over 20 minutes. And yes, there are rats. Lots of rats. 8. There are towns in New York that still use Dutch laws. Before it was New York, it was New Amsterdam, a Dutch colony. Some towns in the Hudson Valley still have legal quirks from that era. For example, some land titles are based on old Dutch patents, and a few rural laws still reflect Dutch tradition. Even street names like Spuyten-Duyvil in Brooklyn, come straight from Dutch. 9. The Statue of Liberty was almost gold. The Statue of Liberty, a gift from France in 1886, is made of copper, but it wasn't always green. When it first arrived, it was shiny bronze. Over time, weather oxidized the metal, turning it that famous green. But here's the kicker. One of the original design options suggested covering it in gold leaf. Imagine a golden Lady Liberty gleaming in the harbor. That would have been something. 10. Buffalo wings were invented in New York. Despite the name, they're not from Buffalo the animal. They're from Buffalo, New York. In 1964, at the Anchor Bar, Teresa Bellissimo deep-fried leftover chicken wings, tossed them in hot sauce, and served them with blue cheese. Today, it's a Super Bowl staple and a billion-dollar industry. And yes, the original Anchor Bar is still open. 11. New York has a haunted subway station. There's an abandoned subway station underneath City Hall that's so beautiful it looks like a cathedral. With curved tile ceilings, chandeliers, and skylights, It was the jewel of the subway system in 1904. But it was closed in 1945 because modern trains were too long for its tight curve. Today, it's only accessible by special tour or if you stay on the 6th train past the last stop. 12. It's home to America's oldest winery. Surprise, it's not California. Brotherhood Winery in Washingtonville, New York has been producing wine since 1839. It survived Prohibition by making wine for religious ceremonies. Today, it's still open to the public and offers tastings in 19th century cellars. 13. There's a town that bans chain stores. The village of Sag Harbor in the Hamptons has rules that limit or ban national chain stores. Why? Locals wanted to preserve the small town vibe and protect local businesses. So, no Starbucks, no McDonald's, just mom and pop shops and historic storefronts. 14. A town in New York tried to secede to Canada. Back in the 1860s, the town of Rouse's Point, near the Canadian border, accidentally found itself on the wrong side of a survey map. Residents joked about joining Canada. It didn't happen, but for a while their allegiance was flexible. Even today, some people drive just 5 minutes to grab maple syrup or cheap medicine across the border. 15. New York City has its own forest. In the middle of the Bronx lies the Taine Family Forest, a 50-acre old-growth forest that's been untouched since pre-colonial times. It's part of the New York Botanical Garden and gives you a sense of what Manhattan looked like hundreds of years ago, wild, dense, and full of life. Yes, the Bronx has a real forest, and it's spectacular. New York isn't just skyscrapers and subways. It's waterfalls and forests, hidden laws and golden statues that never were. It's the capital that was, the city that doesn't sleep, and a state full of surprises. From upstate vineyards to haunted train stations, from Dutch villages to neighborhoods that never shut down, New York is a mosaic of history, culture, and straight-up weird facts. And that's why we love it. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more fascinating facts about places you thought you knew.